I grew up in Poland, close to the Baltic Sea, so I love being by the water. It's also located on in a close proximity to the German border, so trips to Berlin is like pretty much like from here to Chicago, actually closer than that. So, Schrieber Foods, I was recruited just about 10 years ago. I've started our plant closer to Milwaukee, and for the last 5 years I've been here. I'm a food scientist, so I create new foods, I improve foods that we already have in the market. I work with cross-functional teams to maybe cut cost or make it more nutritionally, I guess, available or nutritionally equivalent to other foods, or the label requirements are changing all the time. So that's daily bread, adjusting current formula to fit to current regulations. That's actually a kind of good story, at least I think so. So I always liked science courses, so biology, chemistry, physics even, probably the least, but anyways. But I didn't know what I want to do with that. But that's, sophomore year in high school, you not necessarily know what you want to do. But my mom was pressuring me to get into finances, so numbers, and that was not my thing. But what she was always saying is, have you ever seen a banker, starving banker? And I said, no, but I don't want to be a banker. So one day a biology teacher actually invited a student that spoke about food science. And as she was describing it, microbiology and nutrition and winemaking processing, all of that was like clicking in my head. Oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. So that day I just ran home like, Mom, people that work on food science, they're not starving either. and that from that point on, that really was what I was working towards. There was actually there is still one of the top food science colleges is only 2 hours away from my hometown. So that was perfect. Nobody cried I'm going too far. Nobody complained that I don't know what to do with my life. And I was going to college, so win, win, and win. So they actually called business resource groups. And 10 years ago when I started with Schrieber, we had only one. And that one was and still around. It's focusing on gender balance in the leadership. And I actually led our, we call it plant chapter. So I was the leader of that gender balance leadership group at the plant. Now from fast forward 10 years, we have 7 groups now. So one of them is the multicultural group. So about 4 years ago, when idea came about to create such a group, I felt like this is exactly what I need to be, or I want to be. And from there, it was just opportunities to lead either a small project or some bigger initiative, and then eventually to be a co-chair. So there are 2 of us that lead that group. That's exactly, I felt almost at home with the people that are part of it. We get involved in the community. We get involved when one of our partners domestically or, internationally needs help, needs funds, it's going through something, we just jump in. So we're learning about each other's strengths, and we're learning how different we are, but we kind of thrive on it. And it's all about bringing us together and learning about each other. And we've noticed that it's driving a lot of positive impact in at Schrieber. So it's not only helping us with recruiting, but also retention. And like I mentioned, we learned about our, we call it a cultural fluency. So, what do you do when you go to China and you have a business meeting? here's a partner that have been there or works in that business. You can learn from each other by appreciating the backgrounds and difference in experiences. What helps us even with innovation. It's, you know, it doesn't seem like a straight line from cultural fluency to innovation, but there's definitely a correlation. So it looks very innocent. Oh, I would say like, okay, it's a mug, but this mug is from my mom, so that's number one, why it's special. Two, it's has writing in English and Polish, so that's very much representing of who I am now. I've been here 16 years, so not quite as long yet as you know, how much time I spend in Poland, but it's close. I won't say much about that number, but let's just say it's significant to me as well. Yeah, so it's just, you know, main part, it came from my mom. She's been great inspiration to me and always been probably biggest fan of whatever I decided to do in my life. She always said, tell me what's your plan and I'll support you. How she treats people, that's pretty much what I copy paste from her. And yeah, I speak several languages. My main languages are Polish and English, and this mug is also awesome, so please don't break it.